Welcome to the Legacy Lounge. Jenn Fujii, thank you for coming. Welcome.
Thanks. The Legacy Lounge.
Yeah, that's what this is.
I'm officially old.
Blue chairs, the fireplace. We're going back in time.
All right.
Well, you know, it's the Legacy Lounge not because of our legacies,
Okay.
but we are helping people understand what is a legacy. How do you make your own legacy? What does that even mean? And we're really not even going to talk about it that much. So, I would like you to tell us about yourself. And let's start with your name and what do you do?
Wow. Well, Jenn Fujii.
Yep.
I own Inspired Fitness. We are celebrating 21 years this June. It is really a woohoo moment. Inspired Fitness is a full service training center. We have everything from a full yoga program to Pilates. We have strength training classes, TRX, boot camps, spin combo, like all of the things you can imagine. And then in addition to that, what we really specialize in is personal training. We do a lot of personal training, and that can be anything from prehab to rehab to 16-year-olds to 85-year-olds. Our specialty is really meeting people where they're at any age and helping them get to where they want to go.
And I know a lot of this because you are my trainer.
I am.
And we've been working together for how long?
Oh my gosh. I think it's been almost a decade.
I think it's 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's 10 years.
And
because you were with me when we were over in the Barlow.
Yes.
And I've been in our current location for 9 years.
Yeah, we were there for like a year.
Yeah, we've been together a decade.
Remember those first couple of times when I worked out with you and I threw up?
Yes.
I was so out of shape. I was so soft.
You know, though, it wasn't so much that you were out of shape. This happens to a lot of people. It's that you didn't know how to regulate your own body.
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't know that all of a sudden you were out of breath. You were out of breath. And then you were like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm like, okay, so let's practice breathing. Yeah.
But it only happened that once, even though
That's true. You only vomited once.
Yeah, but there were many times where it was like, I might throw up. Wait,
Yes.
we have to pause.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we got past that.
We did.
Yeah, and I got literally in, like, I got in the best shape I'd ever been.
Yes.
And then it's continually improved.
Definitely.
Like, gotten more and more fit. And then once I learned about Pilates and the reformer machine,
Yes.
I was like, whole other level.
Whole nother level.
Yeah, I love your gym.
Thanks.
And you know, we talk about this a lot, how we have a lot of common themes in the work that we do.
We do.
Like helping people, the timing, when is it too late, all of that kind of thing, right? And so it's one of those things where nobody can make you do it.
That's right.
Unless there's some emergency event and you have to.
Yes.
Or you just finally are like, oh duh, if I don't do this now, then it is gonna be too late.
Yes. I was thinking, I told you this the other day, that about the commonalities of our businesses, which on the outside I think look completely different. I mean, let's face it, Ruby talks about death for a living. But I talk about what's gonna happen if you don't get in good shape now. Right, on your
Before
way.
you die.
Before you die. But that we're meeting people so often at the most vulnerable points in their life. You know, sure, I'd like to think that there's that group of individuals that loves working out and can't wait to go to the gym. But for the most part, that's not really true. And they come in when they have to. They're like, oh my gosh, okay, it's another year. I haven't gotten off the couch, or I busted my knee, or whatever the moment is that gets somebody to walk through the door. It's vulnerable. It's hard to show up and know that you need to do something about where you're at. And that's how people come to you.
Exactly.
And it's vulnerable, talking about death and what happens when you leave. And
yeah, and also what I think is similar is people are often surprised, I think both with you and with me, of like, they go through it and they're like, oh, it wasn't that bad and that was actually fun. But then you're like, you want to do it again? And they're like, no. Because I can't not go to my workouts or else I know I'll be screwed. But I'm also like, do I really have to do this?
Yeah.
Like still, but I know what it means, so I have to do it.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the the other commonality in that is that, you know, because you don't want to always want to work out, but I think that it's wanting what you want more on the other side, more than what you want right now. Like right now,
sure.
I don't want to work out. However, I know that later, after I work out, I'm going to feel
so
amazing, and I'm going to just feel so much better. And, you know, same thing with like, I really did not want to come and do my trust. It's so it's time consuming, and you're thinking about things that aren't necessarily pleasant,
comfortable, yeah.
But when it's done, it's like, I also want to feel protected. I want to feel that my life is in some order, that out of all of the things I can't control in life, I can control what happens to what I've earned in this life when I'm gone.
Yeah. Just like you can control how often you actually go to the gym.
That's right.
And actually doing it.
That's right.
So, you know, what I'm trying to do here with our little show and my content we're creating is all about living life and realizing that you're not dead yet. And to embrace the fact that you're breathing, that you're healthy, that you can work out, that you can do these things, and really making the most of your life. I like to say making the most of our life in our meat suits while we're flying through air on a tiny rock in space. So for me, you know, one of the big things that I've realized just in the last couple of years is how satisfying it is to do the work that I do and really help people and make a difference. I want to hear about some experiences you've had of when you've really had that like soul satisfaction of helping people, and what did that look like?
I love that question. And I train, we have a lot of our age demographic at Inspired, our clients range from, you know, we have a 16-year-old that's coming in to further her long jump for volleyball. And I had a client, I trained 4 people today, and 2 of those 4 people are older than 70. You know, so one is 72, one is 74. And one of them has been with me now for 3 years. And when he first came to me, he could literally not get down and off the ground by himself. And today's session, not only is he getting down and up by himself, but he's standing on bossus, and he's doing footwork, and he's doing ball slams, and he's doing mobility work. And the reason he started with me is because he drives race cars for fun, goes to the track and races cars. And he couldn't get in and out of his race car anymore. And he just got back from racing his car last weekend. And so things like that, when someone comes to me and a year down the road, or however long it is, their quality of life is improved, and they're doing something that they either thought they were never going to be able to do again, or never do, period. And getting someone to trust the process, believe in themselves, and then seeing the confidence and all of the side effects that come out of being more confident in your body.
Yeah.
The vehicle that takes us through this life, to have confidence in it when you're in your 70s, 80s, anything older than, 22.
And it's huge because, I know I've had this thought, you may have had this thought of like, oh, that's something I can't do anymore.
Yes.
And feeling like it's final, and I can only imagine it being like 74 and like, well, I guess I don't get to race cars anymore.
Right.
And then it's not the case.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And I think I was thinking about this earlier today. Even if when I see clients that they do get to a certain point, like they can't run anymore. I used to love running, and I've been wanting to run again, and I'm gonna go buy that pair of shoes this weekend. But I'm like, I just don't know if my body wants me to run anymore. And it could be true, my running days really might be over. And that happens with a lot of clients where they have to let go of something. And what I see is that the overwhelming focus on what I can't do anymore becomes bigger and takes a person over instead of, okay, well, I can't run anymore, but I can do, and whatever that is.
Yeah.
And that's a part of what makes my job so satisfying, is that I get to offer those possibilities and say, okay, well, you can't run anymore, but you can ride a bike.
Yeah.
And you can get in a canoe and kayak and whatever that thing is of like, I think that the secret to so much health, whether it's financial health or physical health, is keeping your perspective open and being curious.
Mindset.
Yeah, it's mindset.
Right? It's all about mindset. Like, it took me so long, probably until like 3 years ago, to actually realize that I had control over my brain and that it didn't have to let runaway thoughts control me or spin out and going down the rabbit hole. And that's what you're talking about. It's like, what does living life mean to me?
Right.
And it's what you're deciding.
Yeah.
Right? And how you're defining it.
And that's another way that we're in common, because a lot of people, clients come to the Inspired where, because of what they can't do anymore, they've established fear-based movement and they're afraid to try new things. And I think that that's similar to, I'm sure, what you deal with, where I'm afraid of entering the conversation of what happens after I am gone. However, for my end of the business, if you don't do anything and you continue to move in fear-based movement, you're definitely going to get injured again. And in your business, if you don't do anything and you let the fear of the conversation take you over, you're going to end up in probate and your family is going to be screwed, and that's no fun.
And also, like, what's the point of letting your, like, this minimum amount of time we have be consumed and wasted in anxiety and fear when it's something that you can actually control?
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this work?
Well, Inspired is 21 years old in June, but I've been in the industry for 25 years.
And why did you become a trainer? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I was chasing gold medals. That's part of the reason.
Yeah, I also kind of want you to mention what you were doing before you were chasing gold medals in terms of like your physical health and where you were at and that shift that you made.
I was 165 pounds and I was wearing...
And you're not a tall person.
I'm only 5'5".
Yeah.
And I was 165 pounds. I was wearing a size 14 jean. I was wearing a 36C, almost a D bra. And now, naturally after that weight loss, I am a size 4 to 6. I'm a small or medium. I'm, I don't have good boobs anymore, but I lost that cuppage. But yeah, I was really heavy, and I was really, and so
unhappy.
Yes, and not feeling great in my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
And then you're like, now I'm going to be an athlete.
And then at my heaviest is when I decided I wanted to compete in this gymnastic sport because my friend was, and I'm like, well, I can do that. And I started training. And the very first year I competed, I wore. My sport was called aerobic gymnastics, and it's the 6th official discipline under the Federation of International Gymnastic umbrella. So it's under like the rhythmic, when we see ribbons and the all around at the Olympics and all that. My sport's called aerobic gymnastics. So the very first year I competed, I wore a purple velvet leotard, not the best choice for being a larger athlete at that time. And I, was hoisting my butt up in the air, doing full turn straddle jumps. And the first year I competed, my only goal was, I just don't want to be last. And I was competing against athletes all around the world. And they put your name up on a big board, and it's a big thing.
Everybody can see.
Everybody can see. And I was last. Jennifer, at the time I was Jennifer Nowak, USA, and I was last in the world. And that same weekend were the worlds for my sport. It was the first round. And so I'd stayed and I watched all the top US athletes, the top 5 in the United States, compete for worlds. And that, being last in the world, that was the year I decided I'm gonna win a gold medal. And that was 1998 or 1999.
That's awesome.
And I won my first medal in 2006. I was bronze. I was the bronze medalist for the United States. And then 2008, 9, and 10, I was the United States gold medalist. And I'm the only athlete to ever repeat the gold medal 3 years in a row consecutively. And in 2009, I was 8th in the world.
Wow. So it took you like 7 years to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of training
Yeah.
and focus.
Yes.
And then you were
And during that time, the gym, I opened up the gym,
okay.
Inspired Fitness started. So
Yeah.
I was competing for gold medals, but I started the gym, teaching classes. I would train with my coaches in the morning and in the afternoon, and I would see clients
in between.
in between.
Yeah, and you started in Petaluma.
I started in Petaluma, and then I opened up a second location in the Barlow in Sebastopol. And then eventually I closed down Petaluma, and I really just focused on being in Sebastopol. And we were in Inspired, we were in the Barlow for 3 years. Those of you who are local, I always get this question. The year I left, the very next year was the big flood.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
And so
it totally flooded all those businesses.
Yeah, my business would have been flooded.
Yeah,
and so
you left just in time.
I did.
Yeah,
and the location I'm in now, I built because when I moved in, it was empty. So there was no stairs, no studios. Built the whole thing.
I love the location now.
Yeah, it's a great location.
So back to like making the most of your life. You're also an artist.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am.
And so, like, just tell me about like what's your happy place?
Oh, at the easel.
At the easel.
Yeah, I like to say I've been painting since and when I was in kindergarten, we had these little stations, like, you had there was the art station with the easel, and then there was the music station. There was always the stations, and I would always get asked if I'd been at the art station yet, and I always say no. And I would like try to get back to the easel.
Oh, you'd lie.
I would lie.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been at the art station. And so I've been at the easel since kindergarten in some way, shape, or form. In college, when I was getting my criminal justice degree, one of my really good friends was a pretty well-known local artist in Wisconsin, and he was really into oils and charcoals. So I spent a good 5 years just doing oils and oil charcoals and pastels, and then I was always doing art shows. I like to call it the big schlep, schlepping all around to art shows. But yeah, it was always something in my life. And then right out of college, I was working for a corporation. I was big, like vice president of sales and marketing, and I was great at my job, but not happy. And so I left that job and I went to art and design school. And I went to the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, and really dived in. And so when I moved out to California from Wisconsin, I had one $30 spin class to my name, and I was running around teaching at gyms, but I was also doing custom wall finishes. I was doing commissioned paintings. I was doing a lot of commissioned artwork at that time, just trying to survive and pay my bills.
Yeah. And you have a show right now, right?
I do, and now I've been in this gallery. The gallery is called the Pastor. They're located in Sonoma on the square, and I've been with that gallery for the last 7, maybe 8 years now.
Really?
And
has it been that long?
It's been a long time, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was met her when I was over in the Barlow.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I remember
so,
when you put paintings over there.
Yeah, I currently have a solo big show over there right now. I have the whole front of the gallery. And
that's amazing.
And then I do a local show here every year at Pax Winery.
Yeah.
And that one's coming up in August. I love that show. I love it.
Yeah, it's super fun.
It's super fun. Everyone from Inspired comes, and it's just a great local show.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful space in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and so tell me about, like, what was the last, like, super fun thing you did? Not the easel, like, fun. Not in the bedroom. Fun.
Let's see. Wow.
Even if it was like a work thing, because you do have a lot of fun at work.
I do.
Yeah.
I know it's, I mean,
like, I've seen you and Lori making content, and you guys have a lot of fun, and it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, part of the reason I do what I do, I own the gym, I train. When I'm not at the gym, I'm at my easel. And when I'm not there, I tend to be in the garden hanging out with my husband. But I've really constructed my life where I don't do anything
that isn't fun.
That's
pretty awesome.
And there's not to say like every day is, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but that I really love what I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I left corporate, because that's how I'm built. I want to love what I do. And so
Your life.
Yeah, I mean, we had a blast this week
amazing.
at work. We did a lot of content.
Yeah.
And that's always really fun and makes me laugh so hard I want to pee my pants.
Yeah.
And you know, today at work I had a blast. I had taught 2 classes, and I mean, I had the best time teaching boot camp.
I can't even do your boot camp.
You could.
It crushes me.
You could.
I feel like it crushes my soul.
I mean, we went to go visit a friend of mine in Auburn. That was really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And I'm really excited about going. I love anything vintage. So I've told you we're going to go take a field trip to some vintage stores this weekend. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, I love that. I can't wait to see what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I have a couple other good questions. So you do fitness, you're helping people manage their lives, their stress, their whatever. What do you do when you're getting to a point of like overwhelm or stress or like, ugh, it's just too much, maxed out? What do you do? How do you reset?
I breathe. It sounds like so cheesy, right? Are you guys just like...
You're a professional breather. I mean, you do like yoga and meditation classes, sound healing.
I mean, when I'm really,
classes.
when I'm really stressed out and I'm carrying a lot of anxiety, I tend to sit and think about that. Like, okay, what is it? What's actually happening? What's giving me anxiety? And is it because I'm trying to push a circle into a square, or what is that? A square into a round hole? You know, is it because I'm trying to push something that the universe is saying, hey, this isn't actually a good time to do this? I mean, you know, what am I stressing about? And I tend to like, maybe I need to take something off my plate. Maybe I need to adjust my expectations. I mean, I find that most of anxiety, at least for me, comes from wanting something to be a certain way and stressing about why it isn't that way. And I know you know what I'm talking about. We talk about this all the time. Yeah. And so I'm a really big believer in like, okay, what's the reality? And then maybe I need to dial my plan back, and maybe what I thought was step 1 is really step 5.
Yeah.
And I missed 4 steps, and this is why I'm stressed. Yeah. And so that's what I do. I kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture, because I find anxiety stems from sitting in this, like looking at something like this. And so I find that for most things, when we can step back and take ourselves out of the situation and take a perspective and have some discernment over the situation, that it's like, oh.
Because it's like, what has actually changed in my life because of this? Yeah. It sounds like what you're doing is you're noticing. Like, that's been really big for me, like the whole concept of it's mindset, and you just need to
I love how you say it.
Quiet your mind. Yeah. Yeah. And
it's breathing.
Yeah, it's breathing. And I've always been like, okay, great. That doesn't do anything for me. I needed, like, my brain needed a job. And so when I finally figured out, it was like last year, all you have to do is start noticing what's happening and slow down your brain. Like, that's it. That's all there is to it. And taking the time to notice. Yeah. That's what like mindset shifts and all of that is really all about. Right. Yeah, and it's
and it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier. Like, it's not about what you can't do; it's what can you do. And anxiety tends to be like, okay, what am I wanting versus what is actually happening. And if I can ask myself, if I can let go, what's possible if I let go of how I think it's supposed to be? Yeah. Most of the time the answer is, what's possible is I can relax into what is, and then start to be actually productive. Yeah. And then once we're productive, we tend to feel better, and that anxiety starts to lessen.
And then usually the things that you wanted to have happen end up just flowing and happening anyway, because you're in that mindset.
Yeah.
Core beliefs. What's like, if you had to distill it down to one like tenet that you use and you live by,
Oh,
what is it?
it's on my shirt. It's really obnoxious. If not now, when?
Your
If I did
logo.
just one, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the logo of the tagline of Inspired, but that's if I had to have one core belief.
If not now,
If
when?
not now, when?
Yeah.
It's not about tomorrow, when I have more time, when I'm less stressed.
We were talking about what we were talking about it in the gym on Thursday of like, yeah, when life is like more settled down,
Right.
then when is a good time?
Yeah, there's no such
never
thing.
a good time.
Life doesn't care how you want to be less busy.
Yeah.
It's about again, if I need to get something done, it's about looking at the reality of the situation. How can I make that happen? And if not now, when? Because today, I mean, not to get all cheesy and yoga-ish, but it really is like, this is the one breath I have guaranteed.
Right.
This is the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. None of us are.
Exactly.
And so if I need to do something, if something should be getting done, that if we could take the shoulds out and just do it, if not now, when, like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
There's no good time. The good time to do something really doesn't exist. It's about,
Doing it.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Or recognize that you're not going to do it.
And let it go.
And let it go and stop having stress about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's another super common thing we have between our work of like, what's the point of this anxiety?
Right.
All right. I think that's it. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Jen.
Sure.
Like, there's so much we have in common about what we do for people, how we live our lives, our work. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that I can share you with more people because that's what it's all about. We're just trying to help people live better lives.
It's true.
Make it better, fuller, richer. Live in the now, accept what is. Mm-hmm. We're just meat suits flying through space.
Meat suits flying through space.
That's my new tagline.
Do I get to be Lady Gaga with my meat suit?
Sure, yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, Jen. Love you.
Thank you.